I'm Liam.
And I'm Georgia. We've packed up our lives in Australia and moved to the other side of the world to travel and explore.
We're converting a van from scratch to live in full time and are filming the process.
We hope you enjoyed this series and we're so excited for you to join us on this journey.
So here it is. Here's the outside. So it's a 2019 Mercedes Sprinter. It was an ex-supermarket refrigeration van prior to this. And this is what we're going to convert into a camper.
Come inside. So this is going to be our house for when we're traveling. This is going to be our bed. We are going to be extending it out a bit further to make, I think, is it a queen size bed?
Queen, yeah.
A queen bed for us. And then shower. And then what we're going to do is have a raised, elevated U-shape couch that will fold out also into a bed. And then over on this side, we are ideally going to have this whole space as a kitchen. We're still undecided whether we're going to do a door or not, or if we're just going to use the passageway as
Yeah, we're going to cut
entrance.
crawl through to the driver's cab there.
But I think that's our image. Yeah, join us on our journey.
So this here is the plans that I drew up for the van to start with. This is a rough sketch of what it's going to look like in the end. I made this using SketchUp. They are an app that give you a free 30-day trial. It's a pretty decent bit of software, not too much of a learning curve. And you can create these good 3D models. So you can see here, that's going to be the bedroom up there, and we should be able to fit a 1.5 meter wide mattress, which is a UK King Aussie size queen. And see, we're going to have the crawl through as well through here. That's going to be our bathroom / shower area, kitchen, and then some cabinets over there, and then slightly raised floor at the back for our bench seating, and we might even have another bit of seating there at the back, and there will be also an internal wall at the rear here. And then underneath the bench seating, we're going to have space for our, sorry, let me just pan over. Underneath the bench seating here, we'll have space for our water tank and then battery setup here, and then hopefully a bit of vertical storage space in here between the internal wall and the roller door. This app is much easier to use if you have a mouse as well, by the way. So the first thing we had to do was give it a good vacuum and rip out all this dodgy plyboard from the perimeter. So there was a bit of junk left over in the back of the van from the previous owner. We're cleaning it out, and we were going through it, and we came across this bag, and suddenly we thought we might have stumbled across a nice little windfall gain.
Oh my god. What? It's a pearl necklace.
Could this be it? Have we just found enough treasure to fund this entire project before we've even begun?
These feel fake.
So we're just cleaning out the rubbish that was in the van to start with. Came across this bag. I was about to start throwing other rubbish in there, and we poured it out, and it's got all this jewellery in it.
Damn, I thought this was going to be like, I thought this was like a spoon necklace.
Does it feel real? Or not really?
No, it doesn't.
Right, so we spent all of yesterday giving it a little bit of a clean. We also ripped out, there was plywood up to about here that was pre-existing, but it was pretty manky. So ripped all that out. What we're going to try and do now is just want to get one board of foam insulation. So it should sit quite nicely in here. And then we're going to get some ply just to sort of see how it fits. We're not sure if we're going to remove this yet. I think we might have to because it's not quite flush with this here. However, we are a little bit worried about the integrity of the entire thing. But these are just mounting points for when you've got loads in here, so it should be alright, I think.
Imagine sitting, a bit rocky, sitting here on the couch, swivel table, projector.
So we've just been up to B&Q this morning to get a few things. What we've got is some of this foam insulation board. So the reason we went and just got 3 pieces to have a play around with was because these 3 items plus 2 things of screws and a bit of masking tape was over £100. So we want to make sure that we definitely are 100% on what we're going to work with. Then we can look at ordering it in bulk quantities to save a bit of money. Because yeah, we've got quite a bit of surface area to cover. So where we have these metal uprights, I've measured across and they're all exactly 600 from center to center. But there is obviously that little bit of a lip there. So what I'm going to try and do with the insulation board is cut them so that they're 300mm wide. And then hopefully I can just sort of jam them or dovetail them, whatever it's called, in from the middle, and just pushing them will lock them in nicely.
Yeah, this is easier for me.
Is it? Cool, cool. All right, so this stuff's really nice and easy to cut. We need a sort of sharp knife. It does have these markings already on there. They're 100mm squares. I just did a little perforation line for where I've already measured that I need to cut. The next one. Alrighty, so I've already shoved that one in. You want us to get these rivets as well. There are these little rivets that are sitting sort of sticking out as well. I just gave it a good push and it just punctured this nicely, which is good. That's one in.
Fits like a glove.
Nice.
Nice and flush.
There is still a little bit of a gap there, 5mm, but this might be all right. Then we'll just tape up these. We'll also either stuff some insulation wool in there, maybe even a insulation expanding foam, or we might just be able to cut down some strips of this. We'll see what's easiest.
Oh yeah, because there'll be heaps of excess of those. Cool, that looks good.
So before we get too carried away with the build, what we're going to do is get the hose out and give the outside a good spray with the jet nozzle on it, just to see if there is any water ingress that goes inside. I can see that there has been a little bit of repair work up here on that front left-hand corner. So it probably has hit something at some point. And it just gives us the opportunity to patch that up before we do the inside with insulation and all that, and something gets damaged unnecessarily.
So Lily's outside and we're just going to do a water test, leak test. We're just mainly concerned about that just there.
All right, so not what we were hoping for, but I'm glad that we found it now. So we are getting a little bit of a drip from up there, sort of where the front curvature is. But at least we can now make sure we patch that up before we, fully insulate this and end it up with damp and mold in what is going to be our bedroom. So other than that one little drip that we had up there, we've now done the rest of it off camera and no other leaks, which is really good. All this seems to be watertight, which I'm really glad about. It's just a bit of dirt up there, but that's not to worry. This is all going to be covered up by a nice ceiling anyway. So all's good.